What's up, guys? This is Figueroa. I'm out here at Gold's Venice, the Mecca, high-tech athlete and APS-sponsored bodybuilder. I'm here to do a shoulder workout for you guys and kind of take you through a competition prep workout. So, no further ado, follow me. So what brought me to the sport of bodybuilding? It's actually really funny. I kind of fell into it accidentally. I've been in sports my whole life. I basically started swinging a golf club since I was 3 years old. And I'd run the track at Santa Barbara City College, 100 miles from here. And with my mom, before I could even, say full words even. But when it comes to actual weightlifting, it was funny. When I was 10 years old, my mom signed up for the local YMCA gym. And she would always say, "Hey, Paris, you want to come with me and go swimming?" And I said, "No, Mom, I'll come out, but I'll lift the weights." So she would go and she'd swim for an hour, and I'd actually lift weights. So I'm over here, this 10-year-old, and all these, old people at the YMCA are just staring at me like, wow, this kid's really, he's really getting it. He's really motivated to get bigger. And by the time I was in 7th grade, we were having like school pool parties and stuff, and people wanted to be like me, and they wanted to start lifting weights. You flash forward, I played college soccer for San Diego State at the D1 level and actually broke the bench press record for the team of all time. And I kind of learned that weightlifting was natural for me. And then once that athletic career kind of hit pause and there was nowhere I could go from there, I figured, I still had some juice left in the tank, and then I decided to pursue bodybuilding like seriously. One day in San Diego, a guy who had been part of a team that was local out of Southern California said he thought I should go meet with this coach who's a professional who would take guys to the Olympia. And I mean, from there, that's all she wrote. I met with him that day. He said, "We can make you a professional. You just have to put the work in." And I'm all about work. So that's where I'm at right now. And the next step for me is, hopefully getting the IFBB Pro card, representing high-tech pharma in the best way I can, being a professional athlete, and one day stepping on that Olympia stage and maybe even getting a picture here at Venice Gold's. We'll see. So. What motivates me, honestly, is I have this natural drive where I feel like there's this never-ending process to get better. There is no limit to like how good and how much better you can get if you put work in. I kind of thought like, wow, I look great here, or wow, this is the strongest I've ever been, or the most athletic I've ever felt. And you flash forward a month and you're like, wow, I was kind of crazy back then. This is the best I've been, and so on and so forth. So the sport of bodybuilding and the sport of, just self-improvement in general is crazy because it's never ending. And you could take that with you. And, you see guys in here who are 40, 50, even 60 years old, turning professional at that age. They're in the best shape of their life. And I think it's just motivating to know that there is no end goal. I mean, you could shoot for perfection and you'll never get there, but you're going to hit so many successful points along the way. And I think that's what makes me feel like every single day counts. And that's why I push myself. So my supplement stack's very specific, and it's for an actual reason, especially since I compete. This actually would work for a lot of people who don't compete, but my day always starts off first thing in the morning before I eat, before I do anything at all. Jump out of bed, throw on some clothes, and then I take the Lipodrine Elite from High-Tech Pharma because it's the best fat burner I've ever tried. And I'm not just saying that, I take it. My appetite in the morning is usually really high. With this, it's non-existent. I can actually focus on my workout. I'll go downstairs and hit the cardio down in the dungeon, I call it. It's at my apartment complex. It's a really dark room with cardio. And I'm up before the sun comes up, so it actually is really dark. Immediately after that, I'll be taking Carnoslim mixed with CLA. It kind of keeps the stubborn belly fat away all through the day, especially when you're eating tons of food. Like me as a bodybuilder, whether it be high calorie or not, you kind of want to make sure that you're backing yourself up on that. Later on in the day, I'll take my Mesomorph pre-workout by APS probably about half an hour before my workout, and I'll start to feel the little tinglies happen, and I know it's time to get the workout going. It gives you a huge pump right when you jump in, like very first set. You feel it, just the blood flowing. Intra-workout, I like to make sure that my workouts are super long, so I'll take my BCAs, also by APS, the chained reaction. My favorite flavor is honestly the Rocket Pop. It tastes like you're drinking an ice cream candy flavor while you're working out. I'll do the Neapolitan ice cream flavored isomorph, usually right after workout, which is the whey protein. That way I'm replenished with my protein. I'm not losing any muscle mass. And a quick side note, since I'm on competition prep, my food is so low, my calories are so low that like it's imperative that I have all these things in there, because that's what's going to keep me from losing muscle while I'm still dieting and losing fat. So if you want like a shredded six pack, but you still want to be full up top, you have to be making sure your body's getting these nutrients. Usually the last thing is I double up on some stuff before I go to bed. So I'll either have some whey protein before I go to bed, or I'll take some more BCA so that I'm not sore in the morning. So that's basically where my stack is. High-tech pharma, APS, kind of back and forth, and making sure all of them are specific for what I'm needing with my body through the day. So there's lots of styles of training. I would say, obviously, people go for, maybe they want to do something that's a little bit more practical. Maybe they want to push as much weight as they can and kind of lose form. My style involves just basically getting your muscles to failure, and I like functional training in the sense that I'll push as much weight as I can, but I'm hitting angles. Your muscles only grow if you shock them constantly. So, every single set's meant to be high volume, getting to failure. But for instance, if I'm working out shoulders, it's not just pushing stuff over my head. I'm hitting front deltoids. I'm hitting rear deltoids. I'm hitting, overhead. I'm hitting reverse overhead. I'm hitting everything where every single angle's hit, so that you're really getting the full workout of whatever body part you're working out that day. Any bodybuilder's ultimate goal is to make it to the Olympia, is to be the best in the world. The practical goal is to be the best that you can be, but I honestly believe if you put the work in, you can do anything that you want to do. You have the right people behind you, you have the right, company supporting you, fueling your workouts every day. That's why I'm on this team, because I full-heartedly believe that, I'm going to get there with all of the right stuff. Everything is perfected to what my goal is. But when it comes to my ultimate immediate goal, I have about 2 weeks for a chance to turn pro at Nationals in New Jersey. And I'm going to be repping my shirts there. I'm going to be bringing my supplements there. The moment I'm off stage, I'm drinking my BCAs and ready to fuel the next day, because there are no off days. So the goal is to go pro. IFBB pros has been a dream of mine. The next goal would be obviously to qualify for the Olympia. And then, from there it's a lifestyle. Just get better every single year, every single day, every single minute. That's a tough question, especially since we are here at the Mecca. My bodybuilding Mount Rushmore is tough, because I love the classic age, but I'm such a fan of today's people. And I would say, first off, it's got to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the king. He's kind of the reason why bodybuilding is what it is today. And he catapulted the sport. I've been a huge fan of Frank Zane's physique, because somehow he tailored it back and made it popular to be extremely aesthetic when everyone was going bigger. I think that you got to go Phil Heath on there. He's the current champ. He's undisputed. He might actually have the best physique of all time if you consider who he goes up against and what they can do these days. And Ronnie Coleman. You can't dispute 8 championships. Just the same way you can't dispute Michael Jordan, winning 6 championships. It's not an accident. You can have a lucky show, you can have a lucky month, maybe even a lucky year, but you can't have a lucky career. So those are my 4 probably. There's a bunch of guys I look up to these days, but I can't really say names, because hopefully I'm on the stage next to them one day, and that would be bad to come back to this. I like a challenge, and I think honestly my favorite body part to train would probably be back. And the reason is everybody who starts picking up weights usually jumps to chest because you feel the immediate satisfaction of, oh, my chest feels full, or my arms are getting big, or, it's easy to get through a shoulder workout. And then you have those people that are a little bit more diehard and they're like, oh, I love to train legs and only legs because somehow that makes them more of like a well-rounded athlete. But honestly, I think back is just the most difficult thing to really develop. You're doing something you don't do in normal life. You don't pull things and squeeze your shoulder blades as hard as you can. And it's hard to get stronger and measure that strength. So for me, you see me at the gym and if everything's taken, I'm over there doing deadlifts. I'm over there doing rack pulls. My back is my forte. I'm trying to grow, a turtle shell half the time I'm in the gym. When I prep for a show, the only thing that really changes, honestly, is the discipline portion. I'm training as hard as I can all year. I'm leaving nothing on the table when it comes to my workouts at the gym. Everything's methodical. I'm not getting injured, but at the same time, I'm leaving there not be able to walk half the time. What does change, though, is energy levels. It's the motivation, it's the will. You're going to be going into the gym sometimes having slept only 3 hours, sometimes having only eaten, limited number of meals. Sometimes, your eyes want to close because the last carb you've had was 2 days ago. And so to push a workout like that when you're feeling dizzy, tired, anxiety even, that's the true test. That's the difference between someone who's good at lifting weights and someone who's actually a true bodybuilder at heart. So like I said, the difference in my training with prep is the mental side of it, I think. I'm gung-ho on the weights. It's, can you do it when you don't want to do it? Can you be better when the chips are against you? So that, I think, is the biggest difference for me. All right, guys, so this is Paris once again. Thanks for watching my workout. I hope you guys learned a little bit about how to train shoulders. Want to give a huge, massive shout out to High Tech Pharma, APS, our president and CEO, Jared Wheat, Muscular Development, obviously Gold's Gym. This is the Mecca. This is where it all started. I'd like to thank my team, Team Zero Gravity. They give me the support as far as for my training. And, I hope everything goes well in the next 2 weeks. We'll catch up with you then, and hopefully I can do another shoot for you guys as an IFBB pro.